San Francisco to Auckland, New Zealand. 14 hours, mostly smooth flying, encompassing 2 nights back to back. Our first tour began on the North Island, based first in Auckland, then Rotorua. We flew to the South Island, based in Christchurch, Dunedin, Milford Sound, and concluding in Queenstown, Auckland. Meeting our delightful new travel buddies and trip leader, David.
Ka pai?
Ka pai.
Is
Morena. There were so many cool things to see. David shared fascinating tales about his famous relative, Sir Dove Meyer Robinson. And then fun on the wharf. Let's visit Waiheke Island, a mere 40-minute ferry ride from the center of Auckland.
Shall we say the housing is quite valuable, so a lot of them are holiday homes.
It is the most populated and largest island in the Hauraki Gulf of New Zealand. It is a celebrity hotspot, formerly a hippie sanctuary, now a destination for a long list of celebrities. We didn't see any, at least that we know of.
And then we have 2 other oils at the end here that are made from our Waiheke brown.
Waiheke is famous for olive oil and wine. In fact, it has become known as New Zealand's Island of Wine. So of course, we enjoyed tasting both. We liked the wine better. Our drive days included enjoyable stops. Heading to Rotorua, we explored the fascinating Hamilton Gardens with 8 enclosed gardens, each one an homage to a different era and civilization.
It's 1 hour there, and our clouds today are going to lead us on a journey through 4,000 years of human civilization.
We also got to learn the plight of the kiwi at a kiwi hatchery. Rotorua, famous for its geothermal activity, with geysers, bubbling mud pools, hot springs. It is also the epicenter of Maori life, adding to the rich heritage of New Zealand. Our hotel was in a great location near a street dedicated to eating. And optional opportunities abounded.
You ready? Yep. Bend your knees a bit.
Created following a volcanic eruption in 1886.
Kia ora.
Today, it invites visitors to experience its extraordinary geothermal landscape on foot or by boat, where 22 volcanic craters rise dramatically. And one of the world's largest hot water springs steams and shimmers. While in the North Island, we experienced a beautiful immersion into the Maori culture, the indigenous Polynesian culture of New Zealand.
Good morning everyone, welcome to city of Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. We're on the ancestral lands of the local tribe.
Passport. It is my identity stamp as a Māori person. And if I was to say that to any other Māori person, they will actually be able to get a clear understanding on one, where I am from and even who I am as a person, okay?
Yeah, this is a working lodge. People do stay overnight as well, but this is also our home. We live on site here with our children, and I'll tell you what, we could not be any more delighted to welcome you home today.
Nā here tini te oha ki a take a mai tātou i a pūaurau. He atua no te raru.
I grew up in this neighbourhood here, and my mum, who's nearly 85, she lives just over the hill from us.
Ka kinogia tana kiri I te māta, ka aue atu rā ki ana tuahine, ki a haria mai te ahi I te wākai.
The moon is shining and forever is pining. for those big beautiful eyes, blue as the blue in the sky. So come along and walk with me beneath the twinkling stars. Marama Pai.
Now, off to the South Island we go. Christchurch is historically known as an Antarctic gateway. It is officially New Zealand's oldest city, established in 1850, and is called the Garden City with over 740 parks. There were significant earthquakes in 2010-11. Legend has it they were caused by Ruauamoko, god of earthquake and volcanoes. Our hotel was close to downtown, where we enjoyed a nice tram tour. A real highlight was time on a farm, herding sheep, shearing sheep, and hugging llamas. Our drive day from Christchurch to Dunedin was entertaining. Had lovely farmland views and included several great places of interest. Take this comfort stop, for example, followed by a Pioneer Aviator Museum.
Now that was really clever at that stage. No one else was doing that then. But most importantly, it's all controlled with the joystick.
Great way to trim bushes, eh? Oamaru was one of our favorite stops. You'll soon see why.
You're free to just wander through. It's a hands-on museum. There's a Victorian bar and classroom.
And these ancient boulders are explained by Maori legend as the remains of eel baskets washed ashore from the wreck of a large sailing canoe. We made it to Dunedin, a city known for its strong Scottish heritage and landmarks like this beautiful historic railway station. It's also home to the world's steepest street with an incredible 35% gradient, definitely a challenge. Most of our group gave it a go and climbed to the top, while a few happily opted for ice cream instead. We also visited Larnach Castle, New Zealand's only castle. Its rich history is filled with stories of romance and tragedy, which has earned it a reputation as one of the country's most haunted places. The setting is just as memorable, with stunning views and beautifully kept gardens to explore. Some of us were lucky enough to experience a spectacular wildlife tour on privately owned land on the Otago Peninsula at the far southeastern edge of New Zealand's South Island. It was a real highlight, with sightings of a wide variety of birds, playful fur seals. Sea lions, and even the rare yellow-eyed penguins. We enjoyed a leisurely drive to Milford Sound, with the scenery growing more dramatic around every bend. My favorite stop was at Mirror Lakes, where the still water reflected the surrounding peaks so perfectly it felt as though tiny hobbits might appear from hidden doorways tucked into the hillsides. Then it was time to board the Milford Mariner for an unforgettable overnight cruise. As we drifted into the heart of Milford Sound, it was easy to understand why Rudyard Kipling famously called it the eighth wonder of the world. This breathtaking place is one of the wettest inhabited areas on Earth, receiving an astonishing average of 22 feet of rainfall each year. The reward for all that rain is everywhere: towering cliffs draped in lush greenery and countless waterfalls cascading into the dark water below. More than 1 million visitors come to Milford Sound each year, yet only about 120 people call this remote and magical place home. And now to our final stop, Queenstown. A few of us flew ahead, while the rest enjoyed a leisurely road trip through yet more breathtaking scenery. With a brief stop in charming Arrowtown, where we watched a fascinating jade carving demonstration.
To a Kiwi, that's what it started with. The Maoris had no steel, they had no metal. But they worked out that if they rubbed stones together, they used the sandstone and the granite.
Queenstown has earned its reputation as the adventure capital of the world, and our group certainly embraced the title. Several of us sped down the Dart River in jet boats, holding on tight through the famous precision spins that had everyone laughing, screaming, and completely soaked in adrenaline. Others chose a gentler pace, taking in the spectacular mountain and lake views from the Skyline gondola. And then there was me, taking the prize for adventure by paragliding high above Queenstown, floating silently over the Remarkables, and Lake Wakapitu was equal parts thrilling and surreal, the kind of moment that makes you stop and appreciate just how beautiful this world can be. On a more relaxed note, we spent a delightful morning in Queenstown Gardens, learning the art of lawn bowling, proving that competition can be just as lively at ground level as it is in the skies.
Get down nice and low, pick your point, and then I'm right-handed, but I step off with my left leg, and then I just roll.
Our farewell evening was the perfect ending to an unforgettable journey. We boarded the vintage steamship TSS Earnslaw, complete with music and sing-alongs as we cruised along Lake Wakatipu to Walter Peak High Country Farm. There, surrounded by warm hospitality, beautiful scenery, and a memorable meal, we celebrated new friendships, shared adventures, and the magic of New Zealand one last time.
Never know, dear, how much I love you.
Sir, I don't need baby, yes sir, that's my baby now.
Little baby, ikanoi, hawe kui, hau pai, kakano, kakano iti, ho en nua. iti, kaka no iti, wahe no mona. Little iti, ika nui kwa monu iti, kaka no iti, fu hao he no ana. Little baby, ika no i, ko bye bye, ko bye. Kaka no iti.